Mel B, aka Sporty Spice, was throwing shade at the Spice Girls. She's calling them dickheads because they don't want to do the 30th anniversary reunion, which would be in 2025. And I totally forgot that the Spice Girls debut album, Spice, came out in 1995. You know, I try not to think of these numbers. I try so hard not to think of these numbers. Oh, this album came out 25 years ago. Look, we had the thing when we were just talking about Madonna's bedtime stories just turned 30. I finally edited that video today. I'm going to upload it to all the platforms and stuff later on tonight, as soon as I'm done with the show. But yeah, that album turned 30. And I'm like, damn. Because it just reminds you of how old you are. Oh yeah, I meant Scary Spice. I said Sporty Spice. Yeah, Mel C. You know, I'm getting my Melanies, Melanie Brown and Melanie Chisholm. I'm getting my Melanies confused. So anyway, the 49-year-old pop star who shot to fame alongside Jerry Halliwell, Melanie Chisholm, Emma Bunton, and Victoria Beckham in the late 90s as part of the world's best-selling girl group, but recently claimed she had been kicked out of a WhatsApp group after pushing for another tour. Damn, they tired of her. They like, sis, stop asking about this damn tour. But now they're like, we don't even want you in the WhatsApp group no more. I should be laughing at that. But you want to know something too that I realized? I gotta give a shout out to Emma Bunton because her albums Life in Mono and Free Me actually became available on Apple Music. And I remember I put that Free Me album on the other day. And I was like, I forgot how fabulous and lush this album is. Emma was putting out that it was kind of, it had like this little girl group type of vibe or whatever the case was. So yeah, that album had some bops. I don't think it did all that well in the United States, but I did like that outside of the Spice Girls. Some of the girls did put out music and it did relatively well for what they were. We already know the mess that was Victoria Beckham's solo project. Mel B was trying to put out some stuff. It worked a little bit. Remember when she did that song with Timbaland and Missy Elliott? I would not be surprised if Missy Elliott was eating that box during the time they was working together, putting that music. And she came out dressed up looking like a tiger with the makeup and the green lighting and looking all crazy. And it was a cute little video. And so she went up doing little things here and there. But to me, it seemed like the most successful solo act to come out of the Spice Girls is Melanie C. And I think it's because a lot of the music that she was doing, I was actually liking. She did the pop rock, Pink-esque type music. She was also getting in her dance music bag, which she's currently been doing lately. And I actually like that she's getting more into the dance music era because when she came out with Northern Star, and yeah, she was working with William Orbit and she was working with a bunch of other people. And then she had the Hex Hector remix of I Turn to You, Bitch. I lost my mind back in the day when that song came out. Still live for it to this day. And that song never gets old. But anyway, let's get back to Melanie. The other Melanie. Now, speaking in an upcoming episode of the Sky Max show, Nevermind the Buzzcocks. Now, that's funny because I'm thinking of Nevermind the Bullocks. Y'all know that album. Which will air Wednesday. When asked why she had been expelled from the group, she explained, because I'm Northern and they say what I think and feel, and I'm constantly saying to the girls, we need to go back on tour because they're dickheads. Like, girl, that's how you talk. But I guess when you're a Northerner from, a Northern British girl, they don't have a filter. Like, they're very much direct and to the point with some of the things that they say. So now the Spice Girls were formed, as you know, through an open audition in '94 and were initially known as Touch before going through a couple of lineup changes, choosing a different name and breaking away from their original management. They achieved a record-breaking run of 6 consecutive #1 singles and 2 #1 albums before the shock exit of Halliwell in 1998. They released their last record in 2000 but got back together in 2007 for a world tour. Now, in 2012, all 5 members performed a medley of hits at the closing ceremony of the London Olympics and were briefly seen together again at the opening of their short-lived West End musical, Viva Forever, but Beckham opted not to return for the group's last run of stadium shows in 2019. Now, earlier this year, the girls got back together at Beckham's 50th birthday party, where they performed a rendition of the 1998 hit "Stop." Stop right now. Thank you very much. Hey, you. When we get in trouble for singing that whole song, where it's like, oh, you got to pay the people. But anyway, so they said, but the fashion designer explained around the same time that she would not want to reunite with the bandmates for anything other than a social occasion. Now, she told Radio France, I'm really proud of what I did with the Spice Girls, but today I want to help people assert themselves through fashion, for example, and beauty. So there were rumors. People said that they would be tours or concerts, but that won't happen. We're going to celebrate differently with the girls together. So it seems like to me that Mel B is the only one that wants to go out on tour and do the music because she misses the roar of the crowd. She liked getting out there and touring and doing other stuff. And to be honest, it's like she was not able to fabricate or forge a solo career outside of the girls. The only one who could go off and do solo stuff and don't necessarily need the group is Mel C. Sporty. She has a career of her own. And she can come to New York. I mean, I think she can come to the United States and do small venues and stuff. And, like kind of like Sophie Ellis Bextor and so many others that came from the UK over to, and Steps, how they all came over here and they put together a little something and they were able to do what they, and people came out and saw the shows or whatever the case was. I do feel like Mel C can come out and do a show. And who else did that? Did one? Jessie Ware. She another one that put on a phenomenal show when she came out here. So I could definitely see her doing that. But Mel B never really forged a solo career where she can go out there and do whatever. She's more or less a reality competition judge and being more of a personality than people know her for the Spice Girls, except for those of us who grew up listening to the Spice Girls. So I definitely see why she's frustrated. But Victoria Beckham's off doing her posh fashion thing because she took that whole posh thing and parlayed it into a fashion career. Baby Spice don't seem like she interested. You could forget asking Jerry Hollowell because her and Mel always butt damn heads. So at this point, while personally and selfishly speaking, I would like a Spice Girls reunion because it's the 30th anniversary is coming up next year. So it would be great for them to kind of get together and do a thing to do something, a 30th anniversary tour, because definitely the fans will come out and they'll support it. They'll spend the money. They'll go and see them. It would, but I wonder, it would have to be a stadium tour, right? Because I do feel like the Spice Girls, you have the girls that grew up with them, the gays, of course, are going to come. And I'm sure that the parents probably passed that music down to their kids. Maybe kids would come out and see them. I don't know. I don't know necessarily who the demographic is for the Spice Girls these days. I'm just thinking like old school girls and gays. And then maybe there's some younger gays who like the Spice Girls stuff based off of, RuPaul's Drag Race or whatever. So it would be cool to see that go down, but I don't know. So we'll have to see if this actually does happen, but I doubt it. And it's unfortunate because I do feel like with the 30th anniversary, that would, since Victoria said, or Vicky B, because we good Judies. I call her Vicky B. You know I'm joking. But I could just basically say, like, she said she only want to get together with the girls for a special occasion. There's your special occasion, the 30th anniversary. Y'all could do a small little tour, kind of like Girls Aloud did. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Would y'all be here for a Spice Girls 30th anniversary reunion with all 5 ladies? I just need y'all to be able to, if it does happen, I need y'all to just figure out a way to last long so that way it can happen. Because I do be feeling like I need Mel B to not get into it with the other ladies, specifically Jerry, because y'all always button heads. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.